watch a Deck the Hallmark episode. Thanks for
you.
doing that. Chances are the movie we're about to cover can be found on Philo.
Yeah, Philo's where you find all of your TV movies, all your reality TV shows, your kids shows. Philo's for everyone. It costs less than half of what YouTube and Hulu do.
That's exactly right. You can get Philo for 25% off for 2 months by going to philo.tv/DTH or click that little button.
That one right there?
Right over yonder.
Right over there? Oh, my
I think it's like
goodness.
above your head or
Oh,
something.
really?
I don't know.
Up
Here's
here?
the episode.
Hey.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast. Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark mysteries.
Hey, it's Panda, and I like Hallmark mysteries.
I'm Dan. I despise Hallmark mysteries, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast. Oh, yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Now?
Guys, how are we?
Doing
So
great,
good.
man.
It's a Thursday. It's a mystery day.
There's always a little bit more pep.
It threw
Threw a
a
wrench
little
in
bit of a little stink.
Well, after all those Christmas and Julys, we had to take a little break
Just
and
to take a
watch our
quick
boy
breather.
Palaha.
That's
I
exact-
mean, we're not going to skip out on a Chrissy
Listen,
P.
when Hallmark is robbing us, I'll say it, robbing us of some quality Christopher Palaha, we have to take it in when we can get it. And
right.
in this case, it seems to be only Mystery 101.
The fact that he's not been on anything else aside from Mystery 101 in well over a year, if not two. Since
was
Double
the
Holiday.
last
Was it Double Holiday?
Double Holiday
Yeah.
2019?
Yeah, that
This is a crime. Listen, I know he's
a crime.
he's had a good year. Like, it's not like he hasn't been doing stuff.
No. Wonder Woman,
Wonder Woman,
Jurassic
Jurassic
World,
World,
like he's
the
doing all
book,
kinds of stuff.
all that
Yeah,
stuff, really great. He's doing great stuff. But it is a travesty.
I just need an
Travis
IV of
Burke.
Palaha.
Yeah.
Give me an IV of old Chris. Right into the old vein.
What sound was that?
That was
that
the sound of the
a syringe of Chris Palaha going into your
direct
vein?
into the vein.
Interesting. It sounded like someone, like a chicken was about to go, and somebody didn't let it. Just killed it first.
I hate when that happens.
It's the worst.
What a movie to dive into, guys. The online chatter.
The chatter is
got
here,
us
folks.
excited. We honestly, we weren't going to do this one for a week or so, but we had to get on this.
Why wouldn't we?
Because of all of the chatter. And
man.
going into this,
It's a real twist.
all I had seen. You know what? I did usually it's hard to avoid spoilers, but the Hallmark community, I feel like, has done a good job, at least in the worlds I'm in, of cutting back the spoilers, which was really great. I
Yep.
just saw a lot of people being like, "Oh my gosh, can't believe this happened. This is crazy."
And
Didn't
none
see
of
it
us could
coming."
believe the ending. We were all blown away by the ending.
Yes.
You know what? It's a shame that Jax isn't here because I feel like Jax
She would be losing her
she'd
mind.
be losing her mind.
That's right.
But boy, so much to get to. But before we do, guys, the people are asking, they want to know, are we going to be back this holiday season?
What? Are you didn't have,
Are we going to be back this holiday season?
are you okay? You started and the train left the station and you just had nowhere to go with it.
Are we going to be back this holiday
Yes.
season?
Yes, and we have a book.
We got a book coming out, and then we're of course
We're going to be back this holiday season.
season 4.
Guys, I don't
Kicking it
know.
off. We're looking at some interesting ideas for that marathon that I don't know about.
Yeah.
It's happening though. The marathon's happening.
marathon.
I don't know how I feel about another cookie extravaganza.
No, we're not
cookie
doing that.
palooza.
Don't worry, buddy. Don't you worry.
Here's the
I
good
don't
news,
like
guys.
it. Don't tell me that, Dan.
I don't know for sure, but I think we are about to get the announcement of how many Hallmark movies there's going to be.
You
This
feel it in your bones?
I feel it in my bones. You know what? It might have come out already by the time this is released. I don't know.
Wow.
I
Bold.
think I just have a
What's your
sixth
call?
sense.
What's your call? How many?
You know what? I think that they're going to dabble with adding a few more. You know, last year they did 40 and they were done before Christmas.
That's right.
Gives them some wiggle room. So I'm going to go with 44.
44.
Yes.
I think they do 30 this year.
I think they're going to do less.
33 is my number.
You guys
33.
both think they're going to
Yes,
do
they
less
are
than
going
they
to do
have
less.
And you know
ever
what?
since we've been doing this podcast. You think they're going to do
here's
less.
the thing is, Maybe
You say yes, so like you
No, yeah,
have
he-
insider
yeah, that's
information.
just how
No,
he-
like you are so
I'm
confident.
as confident as I've ever been on anything. I don't want to go all in, but chips are
Okay.
in.
Well, let me ask you this.
all
let
in
me,
on less or all in on 30? All in
On less. On
Yeah.
less.
Well, let me ask you this one then.
Okay.
You said 30. You said 33.
That's right.
That
Plus
is
the wind calls the heart. So 34, including the wind calls the heart.
that's flirting with Lifetime numbers. Last
right.
year, Lifetime did 30.
That's right.
Does Lifetime outnumber?
Yes.
Wow.
I think Hallmark's going to, like,
You think Homer's going to let that happen?
Yes.
You think they're going to?
Me and Dan have some inside
we do.
sources.
What does
Don't
that
you
mean?
worry about it.
Who's your inside source?
33, and then they're gonna waffle on a wind calls the heart, and they're gonna do a wind calls the heart, and make it 34. But 33 Christmas movies, that's the number. You heard it here
Yep.
first. But maybe, look, Pam and I are very confident, and it could be because we have insider information. It could be just sheer hope. Is it hope?
Or it could be Timmy Hallmark.
If you say it confidently enough.
You said 30, and you're like, "Yep, it's
Yeah.
30."
Yeah. That's what he does every history or his story.
Dude, I just, but I didn't say it like this. I said it like this, you know,
yeah.
with great confidence.
That's right.
And 30.
I don't think there's any way it's 30. I think it's more than 30 for sure.
But
I
you-
thought I was
you-
going to lowball everybody at 33. It's going to be somewhere in between 30 and 40. That is I think it's
I had thought at one point 35, but then I wanted to go bold and say 30.
Well, the first year we did it was supposed to be 34, and then it ended up being 37.
37.
So like it would be pre-2018 years. And I just don't think they can cut back much more than, 15%, which is what they would do at 34. 33, 34.
Where are they cutting back though? If they are already premiering movies October 22nd, where are those?
They're
Where?
not doing 4 a weekend.
So you think Movies and Mysteries is going to get shortchanged?
Yeah, I think they'll do one double feature on Saturday night, and then or one double feature on Sunday night, and then
then
just
they'll
Saturday night
Golden
is
Girls.
just the movie of the
No,
week.
they're not
they'll
gonna do
Christmas
Golden
movies,
Girls.
but Saturday
No.
night will be just for Hallmark.
You know what? Maybe they will do Golden Girls. I don't know. I don't know what Hallmark's
What
doing.
if we brought the cast back?
Golden Girls? Are they alive?
yeah, all but Betty White.
Betty White's alive.
Still alive. The
She
rest
can
are
play
gone.
all the parts. Such a Blanche.
That's so dark.
It's Golden Girls, people. It's been off the air for 100 years. Do you know? You ready for this? Do you guys ever, as a kid, like I didn't have cable, and so when I went to my grandparents' house, cable's a big deal, and I would turn on the Nick at night.
Of course.
And it'd
I,
be Golden Girls.
I would watch Mary Tyler Moore show. That's what I would watch. Do you guys remember the Mary Tyler Moore show?
Yes.
That show is as old when I watched it as Friends is now.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's terrifying, isn't it?
Wow, that's humbling.
And Mary Tyler Moore felt old, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Felt ancient.
Do kids
think Friends
Yes.
is old?
feel
Yes.
like Friends is old?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who can change the world down with her smile? In 1993, when I was 10,
I combined the
Mary
two
Tyler Moore had been off the air for 16 years, and Friends went off the air in 2004, which it makes it 17 years old now. It's actually older.
Start that theme song again.
Who can
Hold
change-
on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Who can change the
I'll be there
world with
for
a
you
smile?
when the rain starts to fall.
Who can stop another day and suddenly make it all seem worthwhile? Well, it's you, girl, and you should know it.
I'll be there for you.
Every little movement you show it. Love is all around, no need to waste it. I don't know the rest of it. You can have it all.
I think we're gonna make it
You're gonna make it after all.
I'll be there for you.
No, it doesn't work. We can keep working on it. Let's workshop it.
Mystery 101, Deadly History.
So deadly.
It originally aired on August 1st, 2021.
2021.
And it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off with a fella named Al by himself. The storm, it's just storming outside. He's drinking. He hears the phone ring. That startles him. He drops his little glass container of alcohol. It shatters everywhere. He then hears someone entering the house. And we see an external shot of the house with a big old flash and a gunshot.
Gunshot.
Turns out Al was Graham's brother. For those of you new, Graham is Amy's dad. For those of you that are new, Amy is Jill Wagner. Turns out Al is missing. Al's not dead. There is blood, but Al is just missing. But we think that he's alive because there are clothes that are missing. He looks like he's taken some books. And so they do a little bit of digging along with the cop that is in some way, shape, or form working this case. It's hard to say what he does, but he is working the case. And so they find some surveillance video because they catch wind that there was a note that was found on his door that seemed to startle him. And so they find this surveillance camera, but the person who's putting the note on the door has an umbrella that's covering them up so you can't see it. We find out that Al owes a bunch of money. He's supposed to also pay for like half of his ex-wife's house. We find out that his ex-wife, they got a divorce because she had an affair. There's this whole thing. And then we also find out that there's like this mobster dude whose wife knew Al, and they go and talk to him because maybe like Al went to him for money. We're not really sure. We find out that the person, we get this phone call, and it's like, hey, Al's okay. Say something, Al. I'm fine. Something like that. And so he's like, I want all this money. And so, but you got to send Amy with it. And so Jill Wagner goes out on a boat, a bunch of money. Shots are fired. She gets down. This person comes on the boat, takes a bag full of money. Luckily, Palaha is back there with a drone, and he follows where the person's going to be, tackles him, and it is the daughter of the mobster guy. Yes? So that girl gets arrested. What's going on here? And so we find out that the reason that the mobster's wife is kind of being weird about everything is because she was involved with Al, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
They're in love, and they end up finding Al, and in the process, they find out that the sheriff that was working the case poorly was also in shenanigans with the owner of the hotel that they were staying at. This hotel was left to this guy, this son of the guy who started it, and someone was trying to find out information about the history of the hotel or something like that. I don't know, but these papers were out there. This guy and the sheriff teamed up to find those papers and to squash them because this guy, the hotel guy, gave the sheriff a lot of money for his campaign, and in exchange, the sheriff would help cover up the fact that that guy killed his sister because dad was going to leave the hotel to her. So lots going on there, but all you gotta know is that Al's fine. Travis then tells Amy that he loves her.
Mm-hmm.
She then says, I love you too.
Oh, snap.
They then kiss. Fades to black.
The end. Who could it be knocking at my door?
11 months later.
Dum dum.
It's raining again. We see Travis pull up. He gets out of his car. He's talking to his partner. He's like, someone got shot? She's like, yeah. And then he looks over and he sees Amy. And he's like, what's Amy doing there? In a tone that makes you know that something's amuck. And
Something's amiss.
And
You're a muck. Well, I've said it for years.
And the partner says, Amy's here because the person that was shot was so-and-so. Do you know so-and-so? Donnie McChow? And
Donnie McChow.
And Travis goes, yeah, I know Donnie McChow. That's Amy's fiance.
Bum bum.
And that's it. It fades to black. We go, what? And that, my friends, was Mystery 101 Deadly History.
Oh,
Wow.
baby, we did
Wow.
it.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. This is big. We're going to
Big
take a quick break.
time.
And we're going to get back to you on our thoughts after this break here at Idol.
Tammy's got something for you.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
What's going on right about you, Brandon?
Dude, the craziest thing happened to me.
Yeah?
You guys
You guys know I've been working on time travel.
Yeah, for a while now. Have you figured out a way to lower your TV price, streaming TV?
I did.
That's my big thing.
I did.
Cut the cord. I'm still paying hundreds a month.
Hold on.
Okay.
You guys
I'll
know.
try.
You guys know how yesterday Panda asked me if I've gone to the future.
Yeah.
I have.
Really?
I figured it out
Are
last
we
night.
still doing When Calls the Heart?
We are.
Dadgummit.
And also, I hate to break it to you, not 30 movies this season.
Oh no.
But what I also found out is that Philo told me, Tammy Philo said, Brent, this was amazing. You guys did an amazing job with the whole 2 months, 25% off, unbelievable promo. But is there any, like one thing that I wish that I could change is telling your listeners, like giving them an attaboy, you know? Like, hey, great job. Because you're not doing that enough.
Okay.
I said, okay, no problem.
We know that a lot of you have signed up for Philo, and you've got the 25% off. They're already historically low price of $25 a month. And you've done that. You've gotten your Nickelodeon, your unlimited DVR, BET, VH1, Hallmark, Lifetime, all those channels. Thank you for being smart consumers.
Attaboy.
Attaboy. Attagirl.
And you know what?
Thank you.
Maybe you've been holding off. Well, guess what? There's still time to get your own attaboy by going to philo.tv/DTH. Tammy Philo said this would make all the difference.
Man.
So if you would like a personalized thank you from the boys, go to philo.tv/DTH. Sign up for 2 months, 25% off. You're not going to want to miss that.
I mean, Tammy's just, there's a lot there. Like, the last 6 years of her life, just in connection to you has to be weird. Right?
Well, here's the interesting thing is aside from the time travel, I have no connection to it.
Wow, interesting. That's wild. Well,
So
you
when
did
that
just meet her
first
on the
one
street.
15 years ago is
Yeah.
what I said, that was time travel. I left that out.
No,
of
it
the
wasn't.
story.
It was 2015. It was 6 years ago.
The first one?
The first one was 6
On
years
Tuesday?
ago. Yes.
And then
The
I said
Tuesday was
5
6
years?
years ago.
On
Yeah.
the second one? I said the second
No,
was...
the second one is 6 years. The second one you said, I ran into Tammy.
And then you saw the cat with the envelope.
Yes, that was
And
5 years ago?
6.
That was 6
No,
years.
So
six.
both of those were 6 years
Yeah.
ago?
Yeah.
I had... both of those were time travel connections.
Yeah. So you've actually only known her a couple minutes.
Man, I don't know. This is great stuff to me. That's my barometer for podcasting, guys. I'm sorry. That's funny. Tammy Philo's a funny bit.
Tammy Philo.
Thanks. I'll take the rest of the show off.
Please do.
Well, I'm going to turn it over to my good friend Panda for the hot take.
He's the hottest taker.
No one ever took a hotter take than Panda. Panda?
Who just pushed that button?
Me? It's Tracy.
Tracy, you're not taking the day off?
No.
Never.
That show got canceled. Because you guys went back to teaching. You abandoned me.
That is not why that show got canceled.
What?
That show got canceled long before then.
I don't know.
No, it did.
That show performed.
It performed for
Panda, what you got there for the hot take, pal?
Thanks, Trace. Listen, I'm not normally a fan of the mysteries. To me, they always feel very dense, very kind of convoluted. I like Mystery 101 the best of the series. This one is the best one of them, and the reason is, first of all, the plot is fairly engaging. There's a lot of twists. It feels like there's real stakes involved in what's happening, and you genuinely care about all the characters that because there's a family connection there with the person who's missing or has been murdered. And then you have a plot twist at the end. I don't know what more you could ask for Mystery 101. This show is, I know I missed the last one, but
Yeah,
I feel like it's gotten better as I've watched every single episode with the occasional misstep. But I do feel like it's getting better and better.
I think the last 4 are way better than the first 3. I think.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, so it's this episode is weighty. It's pretty dark.
Yes.
This is a
Yes.
darker episode. There's a lot of people having affairs, trying to.
And those are the good guys.
Yeah, those are the good ones. So
Yeah.
this is really well done. And then Chris and Jill are they're good chemistry, and they don't overact it. You know what I'm saying? They're not.
Yeah.
It's not like. Even like Lacey Chabert's mystery movies, which I don't even mind hers, but they just know how to deliver it. They carry the gravitas and the weight of what's happening. So yeah, thumbs up.
Oh boy, guys, I just am blown away at what's transpired here. The ending of this movie, I was prepared to be, as the kids call, shook. I was prepared for it.
Man,
No?
that's the oldest you've ever sounded. Ever. Well,
I
as
was
the kids call shook.
I was prepared.
They call it before they shoot a
I
shot.
was
I'm calling shook.
I called shook one time, and it was the worst decision. I threw up my back, and I had to go to the chiropractor. It was rough.
Guys, I was prepared to shook. And even in being prepared for that, it exceeded my expectations. I genuinely didn't see that. I had theories that Travis was going to get shot, that Amy was going to be pregnant, and he was going to get shot, and there was going to be... I was prepared for that. What I was not prepared for was that I love you too. Flash forward, they're not together, and she's engaged in 11 months to another guy.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for that. So phenomenal in that regard, and I can't wait to talk to the writer about that.
And their fiance's been murdered.
And their
Yeah,
fiance.
that's the thing is they had the ability for him to say it was her fiance and for us to take it both ways. Like, oh, it was like she had a fiance a long time ago. They didn't do that. He said it's her fiance. He didn't say it was, right?
Yeah.
we can
It's
take it
her
to the tape,
fiance.
but I took it as
And
it
so
is.
like that was like they're not together and she's engaged to someone else.
It is clear they're not together in the
Bold.
way that they're looking at each other.
Bold.
So there's a lot that it's setting up,
Yeah.
which is more than we can say
Yes.
about a lot of stuff.
For sure.
So this is great. And Panda, you said it, but Chris and Jill, there are a couple scenes in this movie. One in particular is him talking about his family.
Oh,
they're in a room
sheesh.
together, and they are just. They're
acting,
it's
man.
they're
They are
acting.
crushing it.
They're acting the heck out of it. It is the scene of the year from an acting standpoint to me.
Yes.
Like the two of them are just performing, and it's a joy to watch that happening. The mystery itself in this, I still am a little bit baffled by.
I am too,
Which probably means the average Hallmark viewer is as well. So there's some layers there that I wasn't able to fully get with. But overall, really enjoyed it. The two of them together is phenomenal. And the setup for the next one, whenever that is the best setup for a sequel that we've ever seen.
Ever.
So, and all
I'm
that.
excited. I'm
Yes.
legitimately excited about the next Mystery 101.
And Jill, Chris, I know we know you and we love you, but just the more that we see you two together, the better we
come
are
on.
for it. Like,
Come on.
It's just a
Good
gift.
stuff.
It's a gift to watch them do
Good
what
stuff.
they do.
Yep.
For sure. So this movie does have, the trappings of every Hallmark movies and mystery, which is a lot of explanation through plot, a lot of kind of dumb stuff that you have to add instead of having some sort of exposition play out visually. They just talk it all. Having said that, it's the best mystery that I've ever seen. The Chris and Jill go a long way to that. I thought the murder in all of these murder mysteries, the murderer is an idiot. Like in all of them, whoever the murderer or whoever the person is that did it, did 800 things along the way that were just stupid. The accomplices in this one do that as well. But I didn't see it coming. I didn't see what happened coming in this movie. It's very dark. And you know what? I've been telling Chris on air and off air for years, if he could ever make a mystery that didn't tie it up at the end, if he could make one with a serial killer, if he could make one with a cliffhanger, if he could make one that carries over, I think it would be amazing. And he told me that they did it. I saw the last one that they filmed, and I was like, they kind of did it, but not really. No, they did it in this one. Cliffhanger was great. I'd watch. I told both of these
There's
guys.
no
this.
dinner being eaten at the end of this one.
No, Mystery 101 is the only thing on Hallmark that I get a little bit excited about watching. And it's not always very good, but Chris and Jill always are. Robin Thomas always is. And it seems to be a lot more engaging to me. So they did it again. This is my favorite of the Mystery 101s. It's my favorite mystery on Hallmark. I'm happy. I can't wait. If they don't make another one, so help me. So help
It's the
me.
best. It's just the
It's
best
just
cast
phenomenal. It's great,
overall.
yes.
Like Chris,
They bring
Robin
in
is
Peter
phenomenal.
Benson,
Yeah.
who's like a Hallmark legend, just to play like a one-off character. I mean, they're doing it in this series. It's
Unless
great.
they have a plan to bring him back more regularly.
Not upset about that.
Yeah.
Big fan.
You did great.
I wish it was I wish they would give us like a season of When Calls the Heart. Like
Of
take
Mystery
this
101.
Mystery. What did I say?
You said When Calls the Heart.
Good Lord, no.
How dare you?
Of Mystery 101. Just like this.
So great.
Like next, give me a few episodes.
Yeah.
Like put
Yeah,
it-
that would be fun. That would be real fun.
let's get to all the feels part. Shall we talk about what in this movie, this episode, whatever you want to call it, gave us feels?
If it's not
The one scene. Yeah.
the
I
one
think
scene,
we're all
it
there.
just that is incredible.
a great
I
scene.
teared up, legitimately
I mean-
teared up. They're just light years ahead of what other people did.
To your point, what? They're
No,
like-
like they're just light years ahead in terms of their
Of what other
acting.
people did.
Of what other people. I mean, like light years
What
ahead.
other people
Any
do.
other actors, except maybe a handful, like Nikki DeLoach or somebody like that. I don't think pull it off as well, man.
Oh no,
Chris
they
just
crushes
it, and
to
Jill does too.
Your point from your hot take. This has a lot of dark in it. Like
Yes.
the way his parents die, really, really dark. The murderer and what he did to his sister, super dark. There's a lot here that you don't normally get, in my opinion, and I think that adds that weight to it. And then that scene, definitely my feels as well.
It feels like they shot it dark. Everything feels more overcast.
Yeah.
Like it feels like a darker
Yeah.
movie.
Yep, I'd agree.
It just does.
And to that, we love Chris, obviously. First guest we ever had, so he holds a special place in our heart, and we think he's the best. But that scene is only as good as the person he's doing that with.
And she crushes it.
She crushes it. The response that she is giving to that performance is just as, or if not more important than what he's doing, which is incredible. So the whole scene was great. And then I have never felt the way that I felt at the end of this movie in any other Hallmark related thing.
Correct.
The shock, the awe, the boy, I can't wait to see how this. I will remember lots of times with sequels with Hallmark, I don't even remember what happened. I will
Right.
remember
Oh, most definitely.
where we're going.
For
So
sure.
so kudos to that. We'll be right back with the Way, What, and the What the Hallmark here on Dig Hallmark. You want to do this now?
Let's do it now.
Okay, let's get to the Wait What's, where we talk about what in this Mystery 101 gave us the Wait What's, and I'll start with you, Panda.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I got most of my wait what's destroyed by the fact that the sheriff was, in fact, the
That's
bad
right.
guy. The entire, I'm sitting there going, boy, this guy's
He's a
incompetent.
terrible
He's
sheriff.
a doofus. And he plays it like a total
He does,
doofus.
yes.
Like you, and
Yes.
then he just roundhouse kick to the face. He's one of the bad guys. I did not see it coming.
Did it all on purpose.
So that took away all of them except for one. The only one I have is when they come in, Chris, to the guy's office, the brother's office, and they're looking
Al,
around.
yeah.
Chris is just they're going all in on the detective thing. He's just picking apart everything, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, there's a security camera." How did it take that long to see the security camera, or even to think, "Hey, is there a security camera?" That's like the Detective 101. Was
Yeah.
there a security camera?
Pretty
Can we look at that?
straightforward,
It seems
yes.
straightforward. That's my only complaint. There's some other ones I know you guys are going to get, but that was the one where I was like, "Yeah, that's weird."
Yep.
Yeah, not a ton of Wait What's in this one. My biggest one does have to come with Amy swimming.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that thing is massive.
So Amy,
I had a lot of wait what's, guys.
Well, good.
But the swimming one is the top
So
of the list.
there's a couple of things that are wait what about this scene. Amy's on this boat, and she gets shot at. She hides. The guy comes on, and then her first, because the guy threw the key, her first response is, "I'm going to swim it." And you're like, well, that's a bold move. That's a long ways away. But then they show her jumping, and we see the actual distance, and you're like, boy, that's a long way.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have to show us the distance.
No,
We
that's
would have just been like, that seems
Herculean.
like, that's phenomenal. She's also swimming in a cardigan.
That's right.
Like, which also, going back to When Calls the Heart
Oh.
yesterday, the activities that people are doing in cardigans this week
Was
is
it- I thought
phenomenal.
it was just a full pullover sweater.
Whatever it was, something that
It was
would weigh
heavy.
her down.
Yes.
That was really something. And then her
Then she completes that Iron Man in 3 minutes.
yes,
and
just
she's dry.
yes. And her whole
she was trying.
explanation was, I was a
swam
team
in
captain, and yeah.
No,
So
it was high school.
It was
She
high
said
school.
It was high school.
Oh
swim.
my gosh. The swimming thing in this movie is one of the biggest wait what's I've seen in a mystery movie. It's absurd.
It was wild.
She's a mile from the shore.
So far away.
and she jumps in with a sweater and does it in 3 minutes.
No problem.
And a real Katie Ledecky on our hands over here. Jiminy Christmas. This is terrible.
Dan?
Yeah, first of all, in the opening scene, Peter Benson playing Al, he breaks the brandy whiskey glass, and then he basically just jams his hand into a shard of glass, and then it goes, ow, and looks at it like he can't believe that glass is sharp. and if you go back and watch that scene again, it is the least realistic. Like, Peter Benson's great. What did you think was going to happen, Al? There are shards of broken glass on the ground, and you went wham as hard as you could. Your hand's going to get blood on it. It just makes sense. Yeah, let's talk about the sheriff for a second. And I thought he was a doofus the whole movie, too. And it turns out he's playing it perfectly, except for the fact that he allows Travis and Amy to help him. Why would he do that? I'm pretty sure this isn't the first time this has happened in Mystery 101. I think there's another one where someone involved with the police department is in on it, and they let Travis help even though he doesn't have jurisdiction. This guy has been part of it from the beginning, literally the beginning of this girl's death 20 years ago. And he's been covering it up. And there's a detective who's successful, who has no jurisdiction in New York. And all he has to say is, sorry, man, you don't have jurisdiction here. That's all he has to say. And he's like, no, you should help. It would be awesome. You're a genius. Why do you do that? Why? Bro, you're bad at your job. You're bad at being bad at your job.
Yeah.
It's real bad. They're going to get divorced. Al and his wife are going to get divorced. And she says that in the divorce settlement, I would get the Mercedes and then he would buy me out of half of my house. It sounds like she's getting the way better end of that deal, right? So she gets a Mercedes-Benz and cash for half the house. And he just gets to keep the house? It sounds like he paid out way more than a 50-50 split with no kids. Doesn't seem like a great
Need a
settlement.
prenup.
But if you ain't no punk anyway, Lucy thinks someone's in her house. She thinks someone's there, and she picks up the phone because she's scared for her life, and she calls not 911. She calls Travis and Amy to let them know, and not 911. Doesn't make any sense. Later on in the movie, Robin Thomas figures out that Al is at the home, the mountain home. And so Robin, see if you track this timeline with me. Robin Thomas calls the sheriff who's in on it and says, we found out where Al was. He's in the mountain home. The sheriff hangs up the phone, starts heading up there, obviously because he's looking for Al to shut him up or to kill him or whatever, right? Then Robin Thomas calls Travis and Amy and says, hey, we found out where Al was and we told the sheriff. And they're like, why'd you tell the sheriff? Where is he? So the sheriff has a head start on Travis and Amy. But somehow when the sheriff gets there, he does a whole speech, and then Travis and Amy come out and go, yeah, we've been here for like 10 minutes. How?
Traffic was really bad.
Oh, where the sheriff was coming from. But Travis and Amy happened to be out in the woods making out? Like, what was going on there?
It was just a little jaunt.
It was a little jaunt, a little trot. Lastly, I don't understand the relationship between Al. Who borrowed money from the loan shark?
Al, right?
Was it Al?
I don't know if he ever did
Borrow money.
Well, from the guy from Mobster.
So they're looking at someone's bank account.
Yes, and
Whose
they
bank
see
account is that?
that's Al's bank account,
Okay.
and they do say he
All right.
made a big, and then he was
So-
paying it back. But that's all them guessing. They don't actually know
Here's
that.
the thing that I don't understand. It says, they say all the following. He has $100,000 in credit card debt. Then it says he gets $100,000 deposited into his checking account. And then they say he must have borrowed it from a loan shark. Well, at this point, I'm on board because then you take the $100,000, you pay the credit card debt off, and then you find a way to pay the loan shark back. But that's not what he does. Then they say, hey, every week he's taking $500 out every Friday.
I thought that was to pay back the loan shark.
Okay, so what was the money for to begin with?
The money was for the bins.
No, it
And
was
the
for
house.
the credit card debt 100,000.
The credit card, he got into credit card debt though because of the bins.
So
I
he
thought
borrowed
the 25,000 wasn't from the loan shark, but was from that
25,000
one.
was from a job, but the first deposit was for 100,000. They said, not 25,000.
But that was for the full year. They covered that. They said there was a
All
whole
right.
year.
Okay, so he got it from that job. Why isn't he paying the credit card debt off? He owes 100,000. He just got 100,000, but instead he's taking $500 out a week, and his
the
credit
money
card-
was confusing.
his credit card debt's just festering.
I will
Like,
be.
it's just
I'll
like-
be honest. That part bored me really bad.
I don't understand. If he has $100,000 of credit card debt and he gets $100,000, I feel like we could make a swap and get rid of this debt pretty easily, and we have the paperwork. Instead, he's taking $500 out a week for some reason, and we don't understand
My
why.
question is, why would you pay off a credit card with money from a loan shark?
That doesn't make any sense.
That one.
But it makes more sense than borrowing money from the loan shark and just paying it back $500 a week with interest.
The moral of the story is don't put a bins on a credit card.
That's what I've said for years. Said it for years. That's all I got.
It's time for what the Hallmark Spark Show. We wonder what could have been. Maybe Panda.
So basically, the biggest question I have is what happened, right? Like between those 11 months span, right? I want to know what's gonna happen.
I love that you're looking at me. You're not even
So
looking.
the biggest question I have is, what happened, right? Am I right, guys? Am I right, everybody?
I think you get
What
it.
happened?
What happened, right? I
What
mean,
happened?
you gotta be with me. What happened
Yeah.
with it? I mean, that is huge to go from the "I love you" to her being engaged in I mean, that's a fast turnaround too.
lot
And does
going on.
that, in any way, color your perception or perspective of Jill's character?
Well, we got to hear more about it.
But that's a quick turnaround. She's all in with the Christopher, and then all of a sudden she's engaged to another guy. And did he have shady dealings? I mean, why is he killed? I have questions.
They're all
out.
good
out-
questions, man.
Good
They're all
questions, right?
Man, now you got me wondering what was said at the end of this episode. That was her fiance, or that
That's her fiance.
yeah.
We got to go back and
We
look.
got to take that
Gotta
to
take
the
it
tape. We got to take that to the
No
tape.
lie.
While I take that to the tape, my biggest one is the boat scene. Going back to the boat scene, the person who's ultimately responsible for the boat scene is the daughter of the mobster, the daughter of the woman who ultimately ends up with Al, and so this daughter is robbing the brother of the guy who is with her mom. Are you tracking with this all here?
Yeah.
So my question is, she seems very close to her mom, right? She seems very close. They're both afraid of dad. They seem very close to each other. Did she know that her mom was with Al? And if she did, if she didn't, then like what, that's interesting. But if she did know, is it possible that Al and mom and the girl are all in on trying to get that money from Robin Thomas?
I like it.
Because
Good idea.
brother's too proud to ask.
Ain't too proud to beg.
He's too proud to ask, brother for money to help out. The mom and the daughter are trying to leave the mobster's money. They're trying to make it on their own. So hey, I want to be with Al. Al's in deep. Let's steal some money from Robin Thomas. Let's pay off the rest of this debt, and then we'll be scot-free. But we don't have to ask, Robin Thomas for money.
I like that.
I don't know. It's just a theory.
We do have a lot of questions about what happens after this, but the only question that I really have about what happens after this is Travis's beard. What's going on there?
At the
Did
end?
they digitize a 5 o'clock shadow on him? It looks ridiculous. Like it looks like he fell chin first into some soot. How in that 11 months did he decide to grow just a little bit of stubble? That is my big what the Hallmark. I need to know the answer. We've seen Palaha with the full beard. He just decided to go a little 5 o'clock shadow for the rain scene. Don't get it. I think it's digital. I think it might be digital.
I think he looked great.
Yeah. It's
I
the
think it
worst
looked
he's looked, Chris. You heard it here first.
Wow.
You look amazing. That was the worst you looked.
The worst you look.
Whatever.
I'd say to his face, I'll text him. I'll do
you
it.
were really something.
I still think he's a good looking guy. I want to be clear. Just that scene. What are we doing?
It's time for
What
Double Decker of
Hallmark?
the week?
Double decker of the week. Yeah.
yeah.
That one,
Where do you think we are?
I don't know. Who knows? Tammy Cold.
Let's see. I think I got the clip here. If it'll play.
We have time for this for sure.
The deceased is Sam Jameson. You know who that is, right?
Yeah, I know. He's Amy's fiance.
He
Yeah.
is
Amy's
Amy's fiance.
fiance.
Dadgum!
Look
It makes
out.
it even better. It
Yeah.
makes it even better.
Sit down. You're gonna be all right.
Man.
The double decker of the week this week is Kane Hayes.
Kane Hayes.
Kane
You
Hayes
know
was
what to
at
do.
the Aloft Greenville last week.
Yeah.
She's
Kane
wonderful.
Hayes.
She's amazing.
Thank
I love
you for
Kane.
coming out, Kane. She's
What-
been a long-time listener.
Yeah, and what's even better is that Kane's really into endorphins, and I just think that that's exciting for him.
Indoor fins, like fins that are indoors.
Yeah, you
somewhere.
get it, Dan. I'm
Yeah.
glad you got it.
Yeah.
She does something called Endorphin Rush, which is she just puts on some endorphins, and it's a group of people. They're just racing indoors. It's a lot of fun.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Endorphin rush. And they just put on the fins and run. And
I
there's
mean,
a
it's
winner and
blast.
stuff.
Oh,
There's
absolutely.
like
yeah.
somebody calling the race. and
Yeah, oh,
everything?
yeah, for sure. I did it last weekend. It was a great thing.
You did it. What kind of
did.
fins did you go
Oh,
with?
goldfish, for
Goldfish
real.
fins. Did you win?
No.
Yeah, goldfish
Not
fins probably
athletic.
slowed you down a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, Not as
Is there
aerodynamic
somebody
as I
that
hope.
tends to win night in and night out over there at Endorphin Rush?
Yeah, person with the shark fins.
What's his name or her name?
It's Krabby Sons.
Krabby Son.
So Krabby's
you lost me. We were doing so well.
the
And then-
person who wins with shark fins also happens to be named Krabby.
and
Yeah.
last name Sons.
Sons. Yeah.
Krabby Sons.
Where's Endorphins Race?
Endorphin Rush.
Endorphin Rush. Sorry.
It's over at Kane's house.
Whose?
Kane's house. Kane
No, Kane's
Hayes.
house.
Sorry.
Come on.
At her house?
Yeah. She has a big track.
In, yeah, your basement, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
I love it. We did it, everybody. Congratulations.
Hey.
We'll try to get some Mystery 101 answers tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Guys. You'll want to tune in. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas. Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast. It's presented by Philo TV. It's produced by Brandon Gray and recorded live in, that Greenville, South Carolina. Set decor is by Plum at Haywood Mall. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on Bramble Jam Podcast Network, you can go to bramblejampodcast.com.